So the bug on Alice right now, it's not really Alice bug as much as Tove bug. Let me show you. So Tove right now has 3 stacks of temporary modification. As you can see here. 3 stacks of temporary modification. But then Soda, she does have 3 stacks of temporary modification. But okay, let's assume that we stay here. Now we could still have that temporary modification from Alice. But as you can see here, Bunny Soda doesn't have the temporary modification anymore. You see this, right? And same with Maid Privity, right? So right now, Tove has emergency crafted bullets, temporary modification. That's 3 stacks. You can see that, right? Soda does not. Maid Privity does not. Leona, let me show you. Leona has temporary modification. You see she has 3. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna burst with Tove. Okay, now take a look at this. Now Tove has 1 miracle makeshift. I have 3 stacks. Look at Bunny Soda, miracle makeshift, 1 stack. You see this one, 1 stack. Maid Privity, miracle makeshift, 1 stack. Look at Leona, miracle makeshift, 3 stacks. You see the difference here? That's because Alice is increasing the stacks of the water, which is Tove and Leona and herself too. So she actually has 3 stacks of miracle makeshift here. By the way, there's two parts of miracle makeshift. One is for the allies, which is like the 2%, and then the one with the shotgun, which is like 20%. So now you're seeing here what's happening, right? Soda and Maid Privity are not getting the 3 stacks that they should be getting, because it should be based off Tove's stacks. Leona got it because she has 3 stacks, because she was being increased by Alice's skill 1, the affects all water code allies. Yeah, because Alice's application is primarily on water code allies. What it should be doing is whenever Tove is bursting, it should be basing it off Tove's stacks. So the miracle makeshift buff, this one that they have, the miracle makeshift buff, it should be based off Tove's buff. The funny thing is, it hasn't been possible before, right? Back in December 4, right? Like when Tove was released, we already tried these things before, okay? We tried to do it. The behavior from Tove changed. Because before, whenever Tove burst, everyone else will copy how much Tove stacks has. It's never been possible, to be fair. It has never been possible before where Tove gets a higher stack than the other shotguns. But the thing is, whenever Tove bursts, it's however much stacks she had gets retroactively applied to every other shotguns, basically. And so we don't know at what point in time this behavior change, one way or another, it changed somehow. So I don't know, Shift Up needs to fix this, but until then, I'm gonna tell people, don't if you try to build shotgun Alice, it's not necessary. I mean, she's still a healer, right? But it's not making it super consistent. And so what happens still is Tove still has to stack up by her own. Okay, she still has to stack up by her own. What Alice does is it just makes it a little bit more consistent with Tove, because pretty much if you have a high ammo capacity on the skill 2 for Alice, because Alice's skill 2 gives more max ammo and reload amount, Tove can basically almost non-stop shoot. And because of that, it kinda indirectly makes it almost like permanent buff. So it's it's still useful that Alice is there, but there is still a chance, if you're somehow just unlucky, what's gonna happen is if Tove just never procs it for some reason, if Tove just never procs it, it's possible that when Tove bursts, the bunnies and your other shotguns basically are not gonna get the maximum amount of buff from her Miracle of Makeshift, which is her burst, which is where a bunch of her damage attack buff come from. So that's the issue right now with Alice slash Tove kind of interaction. Let me see about Leona. +4 then +5. So in here, Leona got a +5 stacks because of Alice, but the thing is the bunnies only got a 3 stacks of the Thunderous Roar. Okay, so that's a Thunderous Roar. So they only got 3 stacks. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna test bursting with Leona, and I'm gonna see if they end up getting the critical rate plus 18% on Leona. Okay, I bursted with Leona right now. So right now, Leona should have the critical rate plus 18% from Lion's Heart. Let me see Soda right now. She does have the Lion's Heart, because take a look at this, right? She doesn't have a full stacks of Thunderous Roar for Soda, right? But she still ended up getting the 18 crit rate, because this 18 crit rate will only, Lion's Heart will only apply if Leona has it. So here's the thing, right? So everyone is still getting the max stacks, or well, the effect from her having max stacks. Meanwhile, Tove is bugged because in a situation where Tove has not enough for some reason, like have more stacks, but then these other characters, the other shotguns doesn't, they don't get the full stacks of Miracle Makeshifts. So TLDR, there's still some chance for you to not get the max stacks on Tove from her buff. So it's a Tove, yeah, it's a Tove bug, and I don't know how did they not test this. And the thing is, funny thing is, before Alice came out, Mr. Altros actually raised this issue to me, and I said, okay, let's just wait until Alice actually comes out, because there is not a situation where it's possible to have more stacks on Tove and less stacks on the other shotguns because of that. Yeah, and even at level 9 skill right now, Tove can still drop the stacks, right? So just to keep that in mind as well. So again, Tove bug, and I don't know why. Shiftup, please fix. Like, why are we beta testing here? Yo, can we get the skill reset and compensation? Thank you.